everybody! Today, we will learn about hyperaldosteronism. And dito sa video na to, you will master it. Okay? Okay, without further ado, let's start. So guys, hyperaldosteronism, just like its word, hyper means mataas. Yung aldosterone naman, kayo na bahala dyan. Charot. So hyperaldosteronism guys, simple lang na definition, maraming aldosterone. Sobrang dami ng aldosterone. So first of all, dito natin malalaman kung ano ba yung aldosterone na yan? Saan siya galing? Saan siya nakatira? Let's answer that. Okay, so yung aldosterone guys is a hormone at galing siya sa adrenal glands. As you can see dito sa video na to, yan. Dito galing yung aldosterone. So guys, kung tatanungin kayo, yung adrenal glands sits on the top of the kidneys. Ito yung kidney, ito yung adrenal glands. Tapos each adrenal gland releases aldosterone. Aldosterone, guys, is a mineralocorticoid steroid. It's a hormone, pero very siya, mineralocorticoid na steroid. It affects salt and potassium. Yes, tandaan to guys ha. Salt and potassium yung nire-regulate niya. At dahil salt and potassium yung nire-regulate niya guys, it really affects blood pressure tsaka blood volume. Kasi tandaan guys, yung principle na dito, tingnan niyo to guys, oh. Salt, if there is salt, there is water because salt attracts water. Okay? So kailangan natin niyang intindihin para mas mabilis natin siyang magigets. It regulates blood pressure and blood volume, and also aldosterone is stimulated by angiotensin 2. It's gonna be a different discussion, kaya bear with me na lang. Okay, then what is the normal aldosterone function? Para saan ba yung aldosterone? Okay, aldosterone guys is an hormone again. Yung function niya is mainly three. Number one, to increase sodium reabsorption. Inaabsorb siya sa body. It increases potassium secretion. Paglabas, pinapalabas niya yung potassium. And then it also increase secretion of hydrogen. So kung sisimplihan natin guys, inaabsorb si sodium, nire-release si potassium tsaka si hydrogen. Tandaan to guys because kung malalaman mo yung normal function na aldosterone, it will be easier for you to understand the symptoms. Let's watch out later. Okay, so there are two types of hyperaldosteronism guys. Two types. We have the primary and the secondary. Yan lang. Kung may primary, may secondary. Balik tayo sa primary, guys. Primary hyperaldosteronism is also known as Conn's disease. So, saan ba galing yung pangalan na Conn's na to? Kay Jerome W. Conn, an American endocrinologist. Noong 1945, siya yung nakadiscover nito sa patient. Kaya pinangalanan sa kanya. Ano yung pinagkaiba nila ni secondary at saka ni primary? Okay, let's learn. Primary hyperaldosteronism, guys, or Conn's disease, very simple lang guys ha. Straightforward na definition. The problem is mismo sa adrenal glands. Pag sinabing primary, yung problema mismo sa adrenal glands. Dito, sa kung saan galing mismo si aldosterone. So yung kapag nagkakaproblema sa adrenal glands guys, meron pagtaas ng aldosterone. It can cause hyperaldosteronism sa primary. Halimbawa, bakit nagkakaroon ng problema yung adrenal glands? Simple lang guys. It could be due to cancer, adrenal carcinoma. It could be due to adrenal hyperplasia, yung abnormal na paglaki ng adrenal glands. Or it could be familial hyperaldosteronism. Like, namamana siya guys. So, yung mga diseases na to, they could affect the adrenal glands. That's why nagkakaroon ng abnormal na pagtaas ng aldosterone production. That is primary. Tandaan, pag primary, yung problema nasa adrenal glands mismo dito. Next, the secondary symptoms naman or the secondary hyperaldosteronism, ito yung yung mechanism niya. Lower BP, equals increase renin. Kapag mataas ang renin, mataas ang aldosterone. Guys, simplihan lang natin. Sa secondary hyperaldosteronism, yung apektado naman dito is yung renin kasi mababa yung BP. Okay. So kuya, bakit ba bumababa minsan yung BP sa kidney? Bakit nangyayari yun? Okay, ito yung sagot guys. It could be a lot of factors. Number one, it could be the narrowing of the artery, of the renal artery, tinatawag na renal stenosis. Kuya, ano yung nagpapakos na mag-narrow yung mga blood cells? Number one question yan sa board exam. Very straightforward answer. It could be fats, due to fats. Yung tinatawag na mga atherosclerosis or mga fat deposits, nagkaroon ng build-up ng fats sa blood vessels, sa renal artery mismo dahil sa sobrang dami mong kinakain ng mga high fatty foods, nagsusstore dyan sa renal artery, kaya nagkakaroon ng stenosis at nagkakaroon ng narrowing. Diba? Guys, pag mayroon narrowing, minsan nabablock na yung blood supply sa renal artery. Kaya nagkakaroon ng lower BP. At tandaan to guys ito, kapag mababa ang BP, tataas yung renin. Kasi nga, to compensate na pagbaba. Ang baba naman ng BP na to, ano yung gagawin ng body? Increase renin. And then yung renin na yan, it will increase aldosterone. Kaya nagkakaroon ng hyperaldosteronism. Isa din sa mga reason guys, nagkakaroon ng low blood pressure sa renal artery is because may heart failure yung pasyente. Tandaan guys ha, lahat ng to konektado sila sa heart. So lahat ng body systems natin konektado. So lower BP, increased renin, tataas ang aldosterone, nagkakaroon ng hyperaldosteronism at yan yung cause ng secondary. Kung sisimplihan lang natin guys, yung may problema naman dito is yung renal artery or yung BP. Sa primary naman yung problema is ang adrenal glands mismo. Gets ba? Okay. Very simple na comparison. Sa primary hyperaldosteronism, guys, si renin mababa, mataas si aldosterone. Kasi nga yung problema dito is hindi naman si renin, kundi si aldosterone lang. Yung problema sa primary, di ba ulit, si adrenal glands. Kasi nagproproduce siya ng maraming aldosterone because it could be cancerous siya, hyperplasia siya, or marami siyang defects. Secondary naman guys, mataas si renin, tataas si aldosterone. Simple lang, di ba? Tandaan lang to mechanism na to, you will get it. So kuya, ano yung mga usual symptoms ng hyperaldosteronism? Okay, very simple lang guys. Balikan natin yung function ni aldosterone. Again, yung function ni aldosterone is to increase sodium reabsorption. Ina-absorb niya yung sodium para ma-retain yung mga water, thereby yung blood volume is magiging normal. It also increases potassium secretion. It increases potassium secretion. Sinisecrete niya yung mga extra na potassium sa katawan para ma-maintain yung balance ng fluid sa body. And then, increased hydrogen secretion din para ma-maintain din yung acid-base balance. 'Di ba? So, yan yung function ng aldosterone. Importante siya sa acid-base balance tsaka sa fluid balance ng body natin. So, kuya, ano yung mangyayari if masobrahan siya? Okay, that is a very good question. Dito na mangyayari ang the following. Kung masobrahan ka sa aldosterone, guys, masobrahan ka sa sodium, masobrahan ka sa salt, tataas yung BP mo, hypertension. Kasi nga, when there is salt, there is water. Pag maraming water sa body, tataas ang pressure. Increase potassium secretion. Yung palagi na lang niluluwa-luwa ng body mo yung potassium. Anong mangyayari sa potassium levels? Di ba bababa? Magkakaroon ng hypokalemia. Di ba? Super easy lang. When you understand the function, guys, it will be so much easier for you to understand. Then, sa increased hydrogen secretion, kung lagi na lang inaalis ng katawan yung hydrogen sa fluids natin, what will cause? Alkalosis. Kasi hindi na maging acidic yung fluid balance. So, magkakaroon na siya ng alkalosis. So, kuya, how do we manage hyperaldosteronism. Simple lang, guys. As a nurse, our job is to manage the symptoms. Tandaan yan, to manage the symptoms as a nurse. So our nursing management would always go to sa hypokalemia, sa hypertension, tsaka sa alkalosis. Paano natin ito makakorek? Okay, number one, we have to monitor patient's intake and output. Napakahalaga to, guys. Acid-base balance, fluid, and electrolytes is very important, guys, kasi kung bababa yan, delikado sa pasyente. We have to monitor potassium levels. Guys, kung sobrang baba ng potassium, maapektuhan yung heart activity. Kung sobrahan naman, sobrang maapektuhan talaga yung heart. Ma-burst yung heart mo. Of course, as a nurse, we must encourage our patient to rest kasi nga hypokalemia, bawal siya tumayo, baka matumba, ma-aksidente sa patient. Very important ang safety. Intake of high potassium foods like banana, apple, mga ganyan-ganyan. Avoid stress. Napakahalaga to kasi nga kapag may hyperaldosteronism ka, medyo weak ka. Diba? And of course, hypertensive ka, tataas yung BP mo, tapos kung stress ka pa, tataas na ng tataas, diba? So medical management for hyperaldosteronism, kailangan to ng doctor's order. So for aldosterone antagonist, yung palaging binibigay. So yung function nito is mainly diuretics. So these are the diuretics na laging pinaprescribe. We have spironolactone, eplerenone, and amiloride, Midamar. These are all examples of potassium-sparing antidiuretics kasi kailangan ma-preserve yung potassium kasi 'di ba nagka-hypokalemia na. So kailangan i-preserve yung potassium. And that's it, guys. I hope you learned something new. Sobrang simple lang. I hope you learned something new about hyperaldosteronism. See you in my next video. Bye!